Hey Catalonia, hey Julie, hey Mario, hey Aussie, hey Vertvich, Krishna. How's everyone doing? Buddha practicing tactics and you're a better person? Wow, really Vertvich. I knew tactics could make you a better chess player, but I didn't know it could make you a better person as well. We're gonna do more of what we did yesterday, which means talking about the situation of the world because we are educated people with worldly interests. But we're also going to play some black games, and I'm going to demonstrate some opening nuggets from my upcoming video series for Chess 24, which now not only will be a video series on how to play with white, we will also have a full black repertoire. I am not only allowing you, I am encouraging you to send challenges where you give yourself the white pieces. To kick it off right now, we're actually going to start with a 1 minute game because how else do you get your head working quickly? So we'll do a 1 minute game to get the heart pumping, and then we'll return to regular scheduled programming and black openings real soon. I don't have that good a position here. I'm a bit concerned about the safety of my pieces. Can we exchange queens? Oof, that was very generous of him. I was not sure how to organize my pieces, but when he exchanged queens, it fixed everything. Yeah, still Krishna, only Chess 24 Premium. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We're expanding on the queen side. On the king side, also on the queen side though. That's a piece. I feel like we got this under control. Decently placed pieces. This feels very close to checkmate. How is this not checkmate? This is outrageous if this is not checkmate. I don't see a checkmate actually. Okay, now I do though. He could have gone e4. E4, I don't see a checkmate. But we get the win. That's the important part. And we're off to a good start for today. Thank you, Vertich, for your congratulations. I really appreciate it. It means the world. So I just opened the news on my browser. It was not great reading. The number of new confirmed cases in Norway, it has been pretty stable on like 25, 30 new cases each day. And today it jumped up to like 80 in one day. So it's starting. This is the week we know if civilization collapses. You're gonna crush me today, Mario? Wow. I'm pretty sure you said that yesterday as well. Didn't work out for you though. I crushed you mercilessly? Wow. I'm sorry, Krishna. Next time I will crush you with mercy. Did I catch it yet? Not to my knowledge. I'll see. I feel okay. Oh, you didn't say that yesterday, so this is different. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Mario. I seem to remember you going down pretty bad yesterday. Okay, I got the white pieces this game against M11 from, I'm guessing, Hungary? Yes. We got our European map knowledge, flag knowledge on point. You did drop a piece. I recall that, Mario. Hey, Wolverine, how you doing? Okay, Mr. Lev is playing some tricky lines of the King's Indian. This is not really my expertise, but we'll try to do our best. I feel like this d5 move, you can play that most of the time without it being a complete disaster. Syrian, whichever you prefer, I will accept. If that is a language, Macian, I am not familiar with it. Maybe try some other language. I do some German, some French, some Russian, but your best bet would be English. Oh yeah, that's true, Redfish. Good catch. How rude are we gonna be? We're gonna be very nice to this guy. Simple permaban? I don't know. The lack of ingenuity in how it was typed, just I don't know. I can't get myself to permaban that. He's gonna have to up his game to get a permaban. Although he's really asking for it. I don't fully understand that. I guess it's a need for attention. I do understand a need for attention though. That I am very familiar with. I have some of that myself. Um, but I'm not sure that's the way I would do it. Trolls aren't what they used to be? Yeah, Celebagus. I agree. We expect more. Okay, I'm actually not too happy about my position. I feel like I can't really put my finger on it, but something here is not right. I shouldn't have allowed this knight to c5 so easily. I really want to put something on e4 to block stuff. Oh my. I don't think that was a very good move. Kind of just giving away control of the light squares. Am I going to sacrifice? Or am I just going to be boring and capture this one? Boring is my middle name though. Rosen doesn't handle chat while playing. I don't believe that. Rosen is top tier streamer. I'm so tempted to sacrifice something. But I know I shouldn't be doing it. And yet, temptation. Let's just have fun with it. Jon Ludwig Boring Hammer or Jon Boring Ludwig Hammer? I don't know. It's more like Jon Ludwig the Boring Hammer. Something along those lines. Let's use this bishop to attack the queen. I really regret giving away my rook. It was completely unnecessary. Not only did I give away my rook, I also gave away a bishop. It's ridiculous. Good light square control though. Double attack on these pawns. Actually, I'm kind of not attacking the g5 pawn because then bishop h6 would be a problem, a big problem. So let's do this move. Maybe I should have gone e4, a4. Yeah, I did not play this very well. I'm not super happy with my play. I think I'm fine-ish, though. We can flag him for sure. Actually, I might want to keep this knight. Could be a useful piece. I'm just scared that once I move this knight, he's going to sacrifice the pawn to try and open up the position. Yeah, we're just gonna make him suffer. Now we're gonna improve the position of our knight. Frankly, he's a bit stuck, in my opinion. It's not so easy to be black here. Thanks, Krishna. I was hoping for at least top 8 or something, but it wasn't meant to be. Very tactical game. I don't know. I feel like by giving away pieces, I've made it less tactical. So now I'm just trying to exploit the light squares in black's position. I was about to do the notification on Discord and I just forgot it. My short-term memory is not amazing. He's still stuck though. He gave back the rook, but he's still kind of stuck. We're actually going to get into Zugzwang territory here. Good miners. Yes, Vortex. It's not going to be a draw, though. I'm going to win this. He needs to move a piece, and then I can start capturing his stuff. Feels bad for him. And then he's checkmated. What do you know? That was a funny game. Sometimes if you feel like giving up your rook, you can do it. And it's going to work out. The rook coming to d7 next would be checkmate. No way to stop it. And also, let's look at this Zugzwang position again. If he moves the rook, then I can take his bishop. If he moves the bishop, I can take his pawn. Actually, even here, oh no, that's right. And if he moves his king, I can take this pawn. No matter what he did, he was going to lose some stuff there. Very, very cool. 1520 years old, can you become a Grandmaster? It's a question of time, Vortex. I would say if you were highly motivated and had no other kind of commitments, then there is a chance you could become a Grandmaster. However, one of the main problems of becoming a Grandmaster when you're older, it's not because your head is worse or anything like that. Although it probably is ever so slightly. It's about commitment. It's about the fact that you have to go to work and you have to do stuff and you have to make a living. And that means you don't have as much time. You never have as much time as when you're a kid. So I would say realistically, no, you cannot become a grandmaster at 20 unless you've already made a lot of progress. Hey Tankan, good day, good game. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with this one. They say opposite colored bishops are drawish. They say that when you have a bishop, you should place your pawns on the opposite color. Here, I had no dark squared control whatsoever, and still I was able to break through. Roland Schmaltz started at 19. Are you kidding me, Mario? Wow. Mr. Hawkeye himself. He's an internet chess legend. He wrote one of the few books that's ever been written about internet chess. He was the big deal before Hikaru made his breakthrough. Well, stick with it, Vortex, and then you see where you end up. Motivation is can never be understated as a key factor. You scored 27 on Puzzle Rush. Can you become a Whiffum? Um, I would say that if you are a female chess player, there is a chance you can make the Whiffum title. Are you playing the black repertoire in these games? Yes. When I get the black pieces, though, Tankan. Like now, going up against Mario. Last time I played Mario, he blundered a piece in the opening. We'll see if he has improved today. You're a 43-year-old pasty white guy. I think that means you're going to struggle with the Witham title. Okay, so we're playing the Breyer system. And the point of, well, the signature maneuver of the Breyer is to move the knight back where it came from and then to this d7 square. The point of that is when you move the bishop to b7, you have this open diagonal pointing down towards white center. And also you have the option to move your c pawn into the fight for the center. Okay, Mario goes a4, which is a good moment to strike with c5. The reason for this is that when white now blocks the center, at least that's the normal way of playing, then I can go c4. Okay, yeah, okay, bishop d3 instead. This is not covered in the repertoire. For the simple reason that covering everything is a humongous task. And no one plays this move. Doesn't look super impressive either, if I'm honest with you. I'm even considering going c4 here. c4, bishop back, and then d5. Just opening up everything. How do we feel about that? I need to play a bit faster. Queen b6 feels like a very kind of easy way to play, but we're going to go c4. You never like letting white get in d5 after c5? Well, Time God, you will be fine with that once you study the Hammer repertoire series to be released next week, I am told by the people in charge. take this one. Tell me more. You don't need to know more than that, Time God. Just make sure you got your Chess 24 Premium. Make sure you follow my Twitter. And then you'll know when the repertoire is available for everyone. Gremlin coming in with the 1 year anniversary. 12 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Okay, so if I go knight c5, he has rook d4. So we're going to take on e5 instead. Is it possible the release of the repertoire is going to be cancelled because of the coronavirus? No. But there is a chance that there will be more content from me if I end up in like a 14-day quarantine. I'm going to spend those 14 days streaming and making content. So you guys better wish I end up in quarantine. Happy health, everyone, by the way. Stay safe. Yeah, Celebuggers. Okay, I'm no longer down a humongous amount of time. I have a less time, but Mario just blundered 2 pawns, so I would say we're doing fine. We're gonna get out of this. That knight on d3 was really annoying. Well, Asperon, feel free to play that move against me later on. And then you will see that it's not super easy to be white there either. Let's offer a queen exchange. I don't know if h6 was very good, but I did it. Ooh, he got a really well-placed knight. Good for him. Okay. Wow, what a sneaky guy. He tried to beat me on time. How rude. But I checkmated him, so in his face. Yeah, Nisha. But the what I spoke about yesterday when it comes to Trent, getting Trent kind of proves they didn't have the budget to get Hammer, you know? You just know that getting Trent, it just means that there's the budget limitations. You get the cheapest option. You get the kebab instead of the Kobe beef. Leia, Oslo, yeah, I think it's the most expensive city. No, it's definitely not. There's like Oslo, at the very least, has good logistics. So it might be more expensive to like do groceries and stuff in far away remote places in northern Norway. But for like hotel prices, probably it's the most expensive. Where did you go wrong? Mario, I mean, I don't know if there's like one moment, but we have been discussing that d5 here is the main line. And a lot of people have said they don't really like playing like this with black since it blocks the bishop. But I am here to illustrate how to get this bishop back into play. Hammer plays even better when down on time. Well, I just always play good Tankan, and I'm always down on time. I'm not sure I play better. I play with more urgency. Try something else. Yeah, I don't know. Bishop d3 cannot be bad, but I feel like here I'm definitely equal, right? I thought maybe you would take here. Take, 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 take. I don't know, something like this. Should be equal. Oh snap. Owned. Yes, thank you guys. That is the correct reaction to my Trent burns. I got many of them. By the way, have you guys seen the Chess 24 fantasy contest for the candidates? It's actually really interesting. I quite liked it. You can sign up at this candidates 2020. I had some good fun yesterday filling it out. It's it gives you different scores based on which players you choose. So there's some, yeah. It's I thought it was really interestingly designed and and good fun. I regret some of my choices though, but maybe you can do better. Another fantasy contest for Magnus to win? Yeah, you're not wrong, Nisha. Why aren't you boring today? Irved, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I am boring today though. I'm exchanging the queens in by move 25 both games. But I'm being sacrificial and you know, good. You know, sometimes people think you're not playing boringly if you win, but that's not always the case. You can play in a boring style and still win. And it can still be boring. You can win and it can still be boring. There was a time where people didn't understand that Magnus was a really boring player because he was so good at winning the boring positions. So people just thought, "Oh, Magnus is such a big fighter. He goes for the throat all the time." No, he's getting very technical positions in which he's just an amazing player. Although now he's kind of ruined it because now he started playing really aggressive black openings. So now he's not boring anymore. You're gonna participate in it? Good, Mario. I'm curious what you're gonna answer for one of the questions. There was one I found particularly challenging. It was which one of these events do you think will happen once or something like that? And it was like a list of incredibly unlikely things to happen. It was like MVL not playing the Najdorf and um, someone winning 3 games in a row, someone losing 3 games in a row. That was such a difficult question. You beat a 300 points higher rated player with black. Well done, Irved. See, you can outplay people with calm openings. Geary winning 3 games in a row? No, that's even too unlikely for them to even include in the questionnaire. But I actually went for Geary as the winner of the entire tournament. Maybe it was a mistake. But they were giving so many points for the outside pick. Johnny Yuma coming in, gifting a sub to Twitch. Thank you so much, Johnny. Fantasy candidates? Yes, Marius. If you're not signed up yet, I'll put the link, repeat the link in chat. Oh, Grandmaster, Lev, sorry guys. I thought I was up to date on the Chess24 chat. I was just disappointed. You guys didn't write anything. And it turns out I hadn't scrolled down properly. Will you ever get back to 2700? It's not looking likely, Bob, I'm afraid. Hey, Catalonia, how are you doing? I gotta make sure that I'm properly scrolled for the future. This move looks thematic. Very often in these positions where black has what's known as the Botvinnik pawn structure, with aggressive pawns in the center but no control over the d5 square, you often want to put your knight here when it's impossible to trade that guy for the other knight. So whenever black has, or white in some cases, has the bishop and the knight together, it's a good opportunity to go up there. Oleksienko winning gives 500 points. Really? That's pretty rough. I don't think I picked him though, Tankan. This is an interesting opening. Yeah, it's a bad opening, but it has become interesting, Time God. Don't do this at home. Develop your pieces properly. This is a very tough fantasy league. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mario. I found it really interesting. Some really cool questions, conundrums. Yes, mate. That was a pretty good one. They gave Anish less points per draw, so you pretty much cannot choose him for who gets the most draws. I'm not sure whether they're trolling people or if they're trolling Anish. This was such a bad move. I regret. There's like 4 different ways black can attack my queen. However, I can capture this one. So now I feel less bad about this move. Ooh, he's going after the pawn on c4. But I don't think he can capture that one safely. Well, there's going to be trades. Take, check. You know what? Let's go. No, we're not going to do that. Let's go home. So if he takes on c4, I take on f6. He takes back. I take here. He takes my rook. I take back. Then I have 2 pieces for a rook, so I'm doing pretty well. Did I do this properly? Yeah, I think so. No, Mario. c6 instead of c5 is uncommon. That's a different variation. That's when you don't put your knight on g3, when you keep the knight on e2. You're going to get a good overview of it when you get the video series. You know what? I'm going to take with a pawn. Because I like this open e-file for my rook. I can get some guys going here. Evening, Dirk. How are you doing today? Did anyone catch the Pro Chess League match? Do you know how it ended? We had someone in chat yesterday saying the yogis would do pretty well, and I just said no. But I saw it was tied at the halfway mark. Ooh, Syrian just resigns. Pawn down against the hammer. I understand you wouldn't want to continue that sort of suffering. He doesn't mess those up. St. Louis won. That is like the least shocking comment in the world of chess ever. Hey Gio, how are you doing? Okay, next up is Knife of Death. Wow. Okay. We're continuing our adventure into the Breyer variation of the Spanish. And I gotta say, I'm surprised by the amount of people today and yesterday who went for the main lines with the white pieces. Maybe it's because I recommend the main lines in my white repertoire series. I feel very proud right now. A4. I don't know this move. I haven't seen this move before. I guess we're starting with developing this guy. A4. You know what? I think we're just going to do the same recipe. I think we're just going to do this stuff. I'm not sure whether that was the right call, but we out here now. This is the path we've chosen. Yeah, I don't really see any way to play this beyond just transposing into the other line, into the main line. Daddy Cool in the house with the 21-month Twitch Prime. Thank you so much, Daddy Cool. Yes, Marius. Now, when the Black Repertoire gets published next week, we're going to have both Black openings and White openings. The whole shebang. Bishop b1 is as bad as the one on c2. That's a good way of thinking of it, Tankan. We both have pretty bad bishops. Dirk. No, we're not. No, we're done with the stunts. This time we're just going to market ASAP. You're wondering what happens when two players doing the hammer repertoire meets. That's a very good question, Salomka. Yet to be seen. I have thought about that, Marius. It's a I kind of cheated. I think there will be people who claim I have cheated for those situations. I didn't give a clear recommendation for black. Instead, I'm just saying kind of some different main plans to explore. So I'm basically saying, when going into the Breyer, you need to be prepared for your kind of favorite way of playing the position. You playing for f5? No. I'm playing for the bishop pair. So we're gonna maneuver this guy to d7. I think is a key idea. And then we're just gonna consolidate bishop d6, queen e7, king g5, king g7. Um, Unclear chances for both sides. Yes, Marius. The standard excuse for all chess content professionals. Chances for both sides. Did the cola make it in after all? No, Dirk. I remembered the cola like the day after I returned from Hamburg. It was way too late. C'est la vie. It's a pretty big mistake, but what are you gonna do? Don't want f5 right away, building to it? Yeah, maybe. But now I'm gonna take the a file. Man, super slow plan, but look at how my pieces are organized, though. Such harmony. Yeah, viewership in quarantine, we're really looking forward to that. I might end up in quarantine myself, though. Not looking forward to that. There's pros and cons, Marius. Well, now whose plan are you calling slow, Tankan? Look at this. Am I a chess genius or am I not? I don't even care about this. Look at this, people. Look at this. This is the Breyer in all its might. Game over. And that, people, is how you play the Spanish Breyer. Slowly but surely. Coordinate your pieces, get them in better positions. And then you try to take over the A file. And once you've done that, you go back to the king's side. And then you go there as well. And your guy is going to be so befuddled. There's just no chance of resistance. You're almost asleep, but I beat a 2500 guy, Tankan. Like it was nothing. Never in danger. This is results. You gotta respect the results. You can't be entertained all the time. Sometimes the most effective way of getting the win is to play the maneuvering game where you know the plans better than your opponent. Survive until your opponent hangs a piece. He hung a piece, Salamka, because he was under pressure. If he didn't make that mistake, he still would have been so dead. Because my bishop is coming to h6. So say like he does something, just goes back. My bishop comes to h6, threatens the queen. The only place the queen can go and keep protection of the b2 pawn is to go to b1. But then after takes, knight a4, I win the b2 pawn anyway. I have the bishop pair. I have a pawn up. I'm going to win more pawns. And it's just completely winning for black. That was instructive. F6 and take the A file. I'm actually really happy with that game, Time God. I thought this was a good illustration of the Breyer plans. So I think let's recap the plan. So one of the things about the Breyer is that keeping your king safe is extremely important. Many of the variations I'm going to show in the video series, which end up with white winning, is when white manages to create a really devastating attack against the king. So first here, I played knight d7. I was trying to go bishop g5, which is worth noting, trying to go for that exchange of bishops, which is actually pretty good for black, because it eases the defense of the king. Knife of Death did a good job here. Queen g4 is a good move because it prevents that idea. But then f4. This is also a really important point. Whenever white wins, it's usually connected with this f4 breakthrough. But here the timing was probably a bit off, because look at how I managed to get my knights in amazing positions. And when white felt the need to give away the dark squared bishop for a knight, here I'm doing very well, very well. And from here on, I think black has a big advantage with the bishop pair and long-term structure, better structure. But also notice kind of what I'm doing to fix this, because I want to get this bishop into the game. Now, if I play bishop c8, then takes here, and white captures the rook. So I need first to go rook b8, and then bishop c8, and then bishop d7. And then I get this bishop on a better diagonal where it actually has some useful ideas, instead of the bishop right now just pointing into these white pawns in the center. And when white chooses to take on b5, this is very thematic, because white thinks, oh, I have the rook on the a file and black does not, so it's to my advantage to exchange these pawns. But when we know what happened in the game, we know that the a file was actually black's benefit, and black just managed to hold all of white's counterplay. And then after we had done that, after we got here, then it was time to go on the A file very patiently. But there's really nothing white can do in the position, so you have all the time in the world. Evening, Chris. How are you doing? I hope the Breyer can serve you well, Irved. Okay, next up, Power of the Knights. Okay, we're not going to wait around forever. Let's move on to Excelis. Alexis. Wow, I'm struggling. 2,700. Wow, we got some high-rated people challenging today. Maybe I can get my rating up. I've been playing some good chess, I feel. This is the day. We're gonna go and win every single game today. Say goodbye to your bishops? No. What are you talking about? I never do that. What do you do against the trendy slow Italian? I have this plan, PPK, which I feel is very straightforward, in which I play h6, H6, D6, castles, bishop E6 against nearly everything. The slow Italian was one of my favorites in the repertoire because I feel like I found a very straightforward plan which you could use in almost every situation, which is kind of part of the goal I had for the repertoire series. I gotta say, making a easy to understand repertoire with the black pieces was very difficult. In fact, I would say for my philosophy of having easy to learn variations, um, I would say I failed, unfortunately, this time. The challenge with the black pieces compared to the white pieces was just much bigger than than I had anticipated. Yeah, I follow soccer, a random name. I'm sure I'll see the Serbia game on TV. Oh, do I give away? Yeah, that is true, Time God. I forgot myself. What is this knight d2 move? Well, the thing of the Fort Knox variation is that normally you just give away your bishop on the knight on f3. So I played knight d2 thinking that he's going to capture my knight and then I'm ready to take back with a knight myself. I don't know. I thought I was being clever. I'm pretty sure this is a line. I don't know what they're paying Kramnik, random name. You always play the same opening every game? No, I try not to, Jaco. I try to do some strange things to vary my play. 20K for 8 rounds does sound a bit expensive. I agree, Mario. What is Kramnik doing? He's doing commentary on Chess 24 for the candidates tournament, Tonkan. It's an interesting choice here. He chooses to give away the dark squared bishop instead of the light squared bishop. I'm not sure how to assess it. What's the most aggressive opening you play? That's a good question, Gremlin. Um, what's the most aggressive opening? Do I play any gambits? Like the Queen's Gambit? That's aggressive. Um, I most aggressive. I can't reply. I don't have any aggressive openings because something is bound to be the most aggressive. I played pretty aggressively in the chess league this weekend. Uh, I was actually planning on playing the f3 Nimso, which is very aggressive. Um, I played some kind of Dutch variation against the English in one of my games. I play aggressive at times, but not as a kind of steady opening, but like for surprise value here and there. Do you prefer white or black in the Evans Gambit? Well, I prefer black, random name, because I have just made a video series on how to cope with it, with the black pieces. Yeah, Time God, when the knight comes to e5, I think it's the reason you don't trade is just for white to get a nice space advantage in the center and and some attacking chances also on the king side. How was the match versus Magnus on Lichess? I only played one game against Magnus, but it was pretty rough. He's decent at chess, pretty quick as well. So El Bucanero gave away a pawn for what I would say no reason, and as such, he is in trouble in this game. Giving away pawns willy-nilly is not the best strategy to be the chess grandmaster. But now he's putting his bishop so that is on the same diagonal as my queen. Let's move the queen away. Hey Noel, how are you? Ready to see the power of the bishops, I trust. Okay, first we're going to play a5. So I'm expecting him to play b5, after which there is a weakening of the c5 square. And after b5, I will play f3. I will chase this knight back, and then my knight is ready to advance. Yeah, f3 Nimso is ridiculously complicated, Gremlin. Actually, f3 Nimso. I was in meetings with Chessable today. John Bartholomew is in Oslo. They've been doing some recordings with Magnus. I don't know if that was supposed to be a secret, but if it was, it's not anymore. So I met John, and we were talking about whether there was some kind of Chessable project I could do. An f3 Nimso. I could do that. That's interesting. I'm actually going to message the guy immediately. You guys are very good for my creativity. I appreciate you. Because honestly, f3 Nimso, the couple of times I've been looking at it lately, it's been looking okay. Like, objectively okay. And if I put some work into the variations, could probably make that into something. And it's very aggressive. And you guys, I'm not going to call you noobs, but I will say people of the strength of internet chess players. Is that coy enough? You guys really like your aggressive openings, don't you? I just had to do it for show. Oh, actually, he had queen takes c5. He has queen takes c5. I just blundered a piece there. It wasn't any good. I was just doing it for shock effect, but it was in fact just a terrible move. Oh man, I was trying to be so fancy. So I took a pawn with my queen. If he takes back, then I get the check and I start grabbing all of the pawns. But in fact, he could have just taken my knight. Oh no, because then I have queen g4 check. Ah, never mind. I'm a genius. Always works. Yeah, Tori Yeager coming into chat with the correct answer. If queen takes c5, then queen g4. I discovered it just as you corrected me, Tor. Do you think Aryan will get some wins at Norway Chess? No, I don't think so. I'm very very proud, Ravior, that both years I played Norway Chess, I managed to win a game, because I cannot emphasize enough how difficult it is to win a game at that level. Um, and Seaman tried and failed. Gandelius tried and failed. If Aryan manages to win a game, that's a huge accomplishment, regardless of what score he gets. Oh, but he can win a few Armageddon games. That's a good point, random name. The format for Norway chess has changed dramatically since I played. Yeah, he should have some good chances in the Armageddon. That's true. So if he gets into like four Armageddons, he's probably gonna at least win one of them. It's always great to discover your unconscious is the greater genius. That's what they say, that good players are lucky. We can't always explain why we're lucky, but maybe it was our subconscious helping us out. Magnus is 140 to win it. Well, he was dominating last year, so that seems about right, random name. But it's going to be tricky for Magnus to repeat that Armageddon performance he had last year, because that was just insane. He won every single Armageddon, except when he had already won the tournament and he actually lost against Fabiano. That was weird. Can I play for this answer? Turi Yeager, actually, you're number three in a line, so you'll get your chance soon enough. Luck is never a coincidence. Have you been watching the Magnus Carlsen ads, Time God? What is the Magnus catchphrase? Luck is no accident. Is it? Something like that? How is the betting scene for chess? I don't really know. I don't do betting. Yeah, I don't do betting, random name, so I haven't seen. C takes d5. Are you supposed to do that on this moment? No, you are not. I actually played this against Romain Edouard, and he messed up just like Bogdan did right now. And we got this position, and I took back with the queen, and he realized, uh-oh, I made a mistake. You're not. You're supposed to give black like a weak, isolated pawn. But in order to do so, you need to capture on c5 first, and then capture on d5. And now this situation is pretty nice for me. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We got a position. We're going to give a check. And then we're going to go rook d1. I'm very sneaky. Actually, that wasn't so good. Yeah, he could just take it and go king b. Yeah, that was a good solve by Bogdan. I should have seen that coming. I didn't play the best here. White is better here. And I'm pretty sure the way white played, black was supposed to be doing pretty well. So from that, we can deduce that I did something wrong. I should have given a check on a5. This is where I should have given a check. Because then he cannot move the queen in between because of bishop b4. I'm so bad. That was not very good. Yeah, not super happy about this position. I guess we just develop. Jerry, I am very much a child of my age, or time age. And I am not equipped to fight a gorilla to the death. So I think regardless of what weapon you gave me, I would die without putting up much of a fight. Hey Buddha, how are you doing? Are you feeling confident in your fantasy picks? New layout? Calixi, I've been having this layout for 5 months now. Basically, ever since I switched to streaming on Chess24. I kind of like it. I made it myself, which is not usually a sign of quality, but I'm pretty happy with it. Buddha is feeling good about the fantasy picks. If you guys want to participate in the Chess24 fantasy competition, then you can. I put the link in chat right now. Would players and the candidates prefer to become world champion and have coronavirus, or not become world champion and not have the virus? Wow, we are really going all out on the conundrums today, aren't we? I'm gonna say that those likely to win the candidates would probably find a way to live with the virus. I feel like this is a pretty there's there's a good chance of some checkmate being available, but I don't need some checkmate when I can just put my rook on the same file as white's bishop and king. Brash arrogance. I'm actually gonna have to look up brash, time god. But I can probably guess what it means. I think so too, Hanker. I think if you're gonna have a chance to be the world champion, you've got to be able to have such a single-mindedness, a single focus on yourself and your task, that I feel like if you get the chance to be world champion, you're gonna do so with even with some risk, even with like a 1% mortality rate. I don't think so, Calixi. I wouldn't say so. What is this move? B5. What is going on in the world? This man just gave away all his pawns, and I have captured them, because that's what I do. 1% mortality rate? I mean, 1% is ridiculously high, Tankan. I mean, my sister once had a surgery with like a 8% or 7% mortality rate, and that was, that was gruesome. That's like what nightmares are made of. Um, but 1% mortality rate is still ridiculously high. But I guess it's the world we live in today. Yeah, me too, Tankan. Me too. Okay, I'm liking this position. Let's move this rook, actually. The mortality rate is 3%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really believe it, Mario. I think there's such a huge amount of undiagnosed cases that the mortality rate of confirmed cases is 3%, which is also very scary. But I don't really believe the mortality rate of the illness itself is 3%. He only gave one pawn. Yes, this is true, but one pawn is quite significant in the game of chess. Okay, how are we going to proceed? I'm tempted to try and exchange the queens. Probably he can just avoid though. But at least we got him thinking. We're buying ourselves some thinking time as well. That's a very strange move, no? Let's try this one. Yeah, I made a mistake. Now he has knight d2. There's some trickery still in the position. For both sides, really, because his pawn on d5 is going to be very difficult to defend. Yeah, I misplayed it. We're gonna have to go with the draw. Okay, good game. Good game. He managed to get the draw. Oh, he wants to win on time. That's not a good idea. This man has not been watching the streams. I have the pace, sir. I have the pace that's needed to win such situations. Ooh, mistake. Mistake again. Okay, we get the checkmate. 1 second remaining. It's enough. Make him suffer. Yeah. We punish people for not accepting draws when they're down a pawn. Yeah, it was pretty close. I feel like I could have won that so much easier. I thought I was being clever not capturing the knight, going for the immediate checkmate. But in hindsight, I'm not sure it was that good of an idea. Because if I take this one and then he takes back, I still have to do kind of the pawn endgame thing. Although this would be easily winning. I thought I could give checkmate, but it was not as easy as I had hoped. But we got there in the end, so who cares? It's Zugzwang with the knight on a8. Yeah, I could have just gone here, maybe. Whatever. There were several ways of winning. The biggest problem was not the position, it was the clock. Duda is winning in the Banter Blitz Cup. That does not strike me as a big surprise, Steady Cool. Oh man, someone else is doing f3 Nimsa. How disappointing. Okay, whatever. We're going for the Sicilian. I need to be better with white in the Sicilian. It's an area that needs improvement. So we're going to use this opportunity to improve. Excited for the bow test repertoire? I don't even know what that is, Daniel. Enlighten me. Easy peasy. Yeah, that's how it goes when I play Buddha. Daniel, you have piqued my curiosity. Don't abandon ship right now. Now you gotta explain what the heck you're talking about. Wow. Wowza. This man and his aggression, huh? Let's go here. And then let's go here. He's gonna regret being this aggressive. If he castles queenside, we're gonna go a3. I changed my mind. It's my prerogative. How are we gonna exploit this queenside attack potential? Okay, I'm gonna do a3. I'm gonna need to move my queen though, but it's doable. Botes has a calendar? That does sound like fake news, Daniel. The Botes we know would never have a schedule of any kind. Purinas, it's your choice. whichever you prefer. 3 minutes or yeah, I'm in trouble. I had not seen that move. That is a big, big problem. I am so dead right now. Wow. One of those few cases where one move just makes you go from I'm gonna win this to I am so dead. The knight coming to f4. Kaputski. Very Kaputski. Oh, this is not good. This is very bad. Very, very bad. My point of view, I talked about it a little yesterday, Daddy Cool. I think he made a good point about kind of having preparedness for if something were to happen or if someone were to be infected or stuff like that. But as far as his decision goes, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I agree with the decision he's made, but it's his decision to make, so we don't really have that much, I would say. Yeah, I'm so dead right now. Yeah. This is sad. I'm very low on time as well. How nice. Yeah, I don't see a single move that gets me out of this. Even if I survive by some miracle, I'm still losing on time. It says opponent disconnected. Kind of giving me false hope there. I don't know which move to pre-move though. There's no safe pre-moves. That is very unfortunate connection problems right there. Made this finish interesting though. No. I still managed to lose it on time. I cannot believe I lost that after he had connection issues. That is so ridiculous. I choked my moves here. I spent a second on each move here. That's not gonna work. I was trying to play Queen F8 check, and somehow my mouse didn't manage to move all the way. He deserved the win though. I got crushed there on the king's side. I didn't think it was very dangerous, and then this knight f8 move, and with the knight coming to f4, there's no chance of survival. I thought I was being clever, blocking off everything. You did deserve that loss. Yes, I did, Mario. This may just be your day. Yeah, it was looking good there. The disconnection for 20 seconds in a losing position. It was looking like my luck. Angels were looking down on me, but it was not to be. Big choke when he did manage to reconnect. Okay, so here's c4. This is interesting. So against c4, we go e6. And it's going to transpose back to our other Queen's Gambit decline variations. So this is kind of like a Catalan-ish. And we're just going to play the normal Catalan moves. And if white goes d4, we're back to the main line. And b3, this is the b3 Catalan, which I cover separately. I think b6 is my recommendation. Yeah, subconsciously choked. That's the excuse I'm gonna go with, Tankan. Your sister's still flying to Rome? No, she's back home, Snakey. It was just for the weekend. E4. Wow. Such a strange move. But if d4, knight b5, white does manage to get the e5 move in. You know what? I might just take this one. E4. Wow. It's a really interesting move. I've never seen it being played in these kind of situations. Why are you only playing with black? Yeah, we want to showcase the repertoire, Meshock. Who are the strongest chess player siblings? I think it's the Chigalko brothers. They're both 2600 grandmasters. And then it's the Musichuk sisters. They're both 2500, 2550 grandmasters. And then we actually have some Norwegians. Kjetil and Espen Lee. Kjetil is a 2500 grandmaster, and Espen is close to 2500 IM. There's some very decent siblings out there. Yeah, I really don't know what to do. I think this e4 was a very interesting move. Polgars. Oh, thank you, Ravior. They're retired now, but we do have, yes, a very good example of siblings doing well. And the Polgar sisters. I guess I'm gonna play d4. I don't really like it though. Fun Forests. Oh, good shout, Henker. Yeah, here, this is a mistake. So the only reason I was concerned about this strategy was if white now played e5 and got that central advantage. But now that I get to play e5, I'm very happy with the black pieces. Did I ever play a Polgar? Yes, I've played Judith a couple of times. Pretty good results. I think I beat her at least once. But I only played her rapid games. Watch time? Yeah, I know. Is he tempting us to take this one? I don't think it's so tempting anyway. We're just gonna ignore it. Now it gets even more tempting though. If he's continuously gonna tempt me with those moves, okay, we're gonna ignore it again. We're playing patiently today. Fianchetto Knight is your favorite. It's one of the questions in the Chess 24 Fantasy for the candidates tournament. Which move do you think will happen most often? And then Knight G7 is one of the candidates. I chose King B5 over Knight G7. but I think I've played more uh, knight e7 and knight g7 than king b5 today. Knight g7 never really happens. I don't think that's true. I think it's pretty common in my openings, actually. But I'm not sure how common it is for the openings on the top level. Okay, so we're going to get the queen exchange here, and then we're going to maneuver the knight back to the e5 square. Good positioning of the pieces. Next up, probably a breakthrough here over on this side. My knight was on g7, Mario. Why did I go f6? That was such a stupid move. Oh, that was such a bad move. Okay, we're gonna have to focus up here. I'm choking so bad. That was such a huge choke right there. Oh man. I mean I have a winning position, I just no time. What are you gonna do? Also I'm getting checkmated. Okay, good game, Perinos. There was no reason to lose that on time. I was doing fine. Yeah, I'll be at the chess party, Jost. The PCL finals is part of a bigger event in Norway. Of course, I'm gonna be there. I think Magnus is coming as well. It's one of the biggest nice initiatives from the Norwegian Chess Federation ever, pretty much. Where's that fantasy competition? Let me put it in chat, Anchor. Do you think it's fair people are saying Kasparov is better than Magnus because of all the years he was champion? I personally rank Magnus above Kasparov, but I realize that you're gonna get some bias through what years you are exposed to. So I have only really known the chess scene during the period in which it's been all about Magnus, and I've also seen him close range. I've seen him as he progressed, and even being a part of it. But yeah, Kasparov is something else. For his time, he was unique. Um, and but all of these best ever, I think there's a question of whether or not we should count who is the best at playing chess or whose performances were the best. Because when I say Magnus is the best ever, I think there's no doubt Magnus is the best chess player the world has ever seen. And that's not necessarily to say that his achievements match that of Kasparov just yet. Why is online ratings usually higher than the live ratings in chess? Because of more games played, Sturen. There's like more than 10 times more games played on the internet than in the live ratings. And it creates stuff. Parts inflation, part fluctuations, and stuff like that. Never go f6. Yeah, really fant. I wish I hadn't. Do you think Magnus's opening is his weakness? I mean, it was his openings that really made him crash through in 2019. At the first half of 2019, Magnus's openings were the key to his success. So I wouldn't say his openings are a weakness. You really have to respect the older generation for the fact that there was less information. Yes, precisely. So while I think Magnus is the better player, he also has more tech to help him become a better player. So it's really only natural that we keep progressing our chess level because we have more information and more experience and stuff like that. Would you be happy if Magnus used the hammer repertoire in the World Championship? No, I would not. That stuff is not quality checked for a World Championship match. It would need some extra attention. So does Magnus have a weakness? I mean, maybe not a clearly defined one, but sure he has weaknesses. I mean, he's losing chess games, not very often, but he does lose games, and he ends up in trouble with reasonable pretty often. Yes, precisely, Ravior. You didn't get Kasparov to peer review? No, unfortunately not, time god. I'll make sure to do arrangements for that next time. Yeah, it's a funny one, Hanker. We have a very nice position. Black has really not succeeded in putting pressure on white center. So we just have an amazing position, really. Now he's being a bit desperate. He really wants to go b5. So he's covering the knight with the queen. But maybe, to be fair, Black's position may have called for desperate measures to be taken. I'm curious how much of a annoyance I can be if I can do something like queen f3. You know what? Let's just go for some trades. Take. Take. Now I'm thinking maybe I can do this. Get my knight to the c5 square. Looks interesting. You're just playing knight b2 to prove your knight g7 theory. I'm not, but it would be it wouldn't be the worst idea, Mario. e4. I was not expecting that. Um, Now there's no pressure on my center. Um, but on the other hand, my knight here is not doing great. Yeah, e4 was interesting. I actually missed it. I didn't think about it. Yeah, this knight is not doing amazing. But on the other hand, the weaknesses on the c file are looking very juicy. I would think I could exploit it with the white pieces. In their time, they were more dominant. Yeah, that may be true, Jost, but you also have to appreciate that the opposition Magnus is facing now is, in addition to Magnus being better than Kasparov, the players Magnus is playing with is also better than the players Kasparov played with, because we just keep accumulating more information, more understanding of chess. I'm seriously considering this move just to get my pieces into the game. Maybe even this move? How crazy is this? d5 takes. I'm just gonna go back. Just like today's mediocre physicists know more than Einstein because they built on his work. That's a good analogy, Jost. I'm still annoyed with Black's play here. Black is doing a good job of providing some difficult decisions. You agree, as a mediocre physicist, you agree, Gremlin. Well, as long as we have the support of the mediocre physicists, I think we can conclude that this discussion. I'm still not kind of. I'm still having to find some decent moves, I feel. Oh, now rook c8. My queen is just getting. I misplayed this horrendously. Yes, I managed to win a pawn, but look at my queen. It's going to be stuck in the corner. Queen e1, by the way, was also one of the moves in the fantasy quiz. I'm just getting all of them done. Knight c3. It's still a problematic move to deal with. Let's go here. Yeah, no, I'm getting crushed now. I don't understand how I went from having a much superior position to just getting destroyed. But here we are. Let's see if we can get him to sacrifice the rook at least. Yeah, he made a good decision there, sacrificing the rook. He's going to lose on time, but he probably has a winning position. I think b3 there, though, was better than what he did. This is probably winning as well. I have this move. Okay, I was thinking I can play this rook a3 move. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work because after b2 and b1, I end up losing the bishop anyway because of the back rank trouble. Yeah, good play, Keenan. I may have gotten the win on time, but that was your position to win at the end. I was really happy with my situation from the opening. I really underestimated / missed this e4 move. And somehow black managed to coordinate the pieces pretty well after that. I disagree, Time God. I don't think allowing knight c6 was a bad thing. I think this knight is poorly placed here. Because when he plays knight c6, he no longer has the option to use the pawn to challenge the center. Rook takes c3 works. I don't know what when you're talking about. Here? Oh. Yeah, that would have been better. I missed the discovered check. Good call, Tonkan. Good eyes. Hey Twitcher, how are you doing? I think I need to get some water. Or maybe some tea. I haven't had enough tea. Hey Fuchsia. Okay, this time we're gonna have the white pieces. Maybe in a Queen's Gambit declined. Ankarap, there's a new version of the Play Zone coming out this summer. We had this discussion yesterday, Time God. I get confused when you say super laggy. Because I'm not sure that's very descriptive. I'm not sure what it describes. I feel like a lot of people mistake the lack of timestamps for lag. So what Chess24 is the only chess server to do is that you're playing without being compensated for your internet connection lag. So it's not that the server is laggy, it's that your internet connection is laggy, I think. And most chess servers, they do this thing where they only start your clock once you have received the move. So for instance, on a normal chess server, a 1 minute game would last considerably more than 2 minutes, even if both players spend all their time, because you also have to add the compensated time for moving the traffic back and forth. Timestamp should be standard. Yeah, that's the question, right? Why did they choose not to do the timestamp? But I think interpreting it as a lag is a misunderstanding of computer terms. But I'm no expert on this either. So every time I say this, it's more like my theory or my understanding. And I'm kind of assuming every time that there's some computer expert in chat who can explain this to us, but we haven't been so fortunate just yet. Yeah, sure. That's fair. And probably also a difference, for instance, compared to chess.com, is that I would assume that the Chess24 servers are in Europe. I don't know how that affects things, but you could imagine it having some influence. Are we gonna go e6? Nah. Nah. Let's go aggressive. Apart from Banter Blitz Cup, are there any future tournaments planned? I'm not really into details on the planning within Chess24. Most of the work I do is with a different entity in the company. So I don't know is the true answer. Hey Tipsy, how are you doing? There's this weird German guy making sounds every time you play. That feels like something you can fix in the settings, though. Time God. Do they have the Jan auto commentator, or is it only Pepe? We're gonna turn on the auto commentator. We had a lot of fun with it last time.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Okay, we're already turning that off. That was too much fun in the space in a very short time frame. That's Pepe. Yeah, that's Pepe. We had our dose of Pepe today. That was it. A6 is such a weird move. Do you think he mouse slipped and wanted to go A5? Also, I think the sound on my computer was too loud. 32%. It wasn't that bad. Take. He gets a rook active. I don't really want to give him an active rook. I want to play rook f2, but then I'm afraid about knight e4. Takes. Bishop d6. Bishop d6 is a weird move. Bishop g7. Bishop g7 is a pretty good move. Yeah, that should be winning. It just started happening one day. Can you confirm, Time God, that we have found the suspected voice behind this audio pollution? Was it some guy saying, "Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me"? Queen here, that's not really doing much. Ooh, he's very tricky. He wants to play rook takes b2. And if I take back on b2, then queen e1 is checkmate. However, I just made a counter threat of checkmate on f7. So he needs to deal with that first. And now what? I want to kind of give him the opportunity to take on b2 because then g3 I think is winning for white. But I guess we're just going to play solid stuff. Kick the queen back. Maybe I can go e6. e6 is pretty good. Now it feels as though I should be able to give checkmate somehow. Will we ever see Magnus versus Naka again in online chess? I think so, yeah. Do you not think so? Bye-bye, Queenie. Feels bad. Wow, I really did drop 50 points there, huh? I lost one game and dropped 50 points. Chess 24 is cruel. This is some rough stuff. Yes, Time God. Good calculations. Making you choose between Grischuk and Nepomniachtchi? Was it a difficult choice, Hanker? In which case you could have just said they get the same amount of points. By that logic, Anchorab, you could say that Hikaru doesn't want to participate in the Banter Blitz Cup because he's with chess.com. It goes both ways. But I think we will manage to find some reunited tournament at some point. Well, if it's a toss-up, you might as well take the option with the most points, Hanker. That's what I did. Like wrestling? I am not familiar enough with wrestling to know what you're referring, Dolgo. You mouse flip 2 times? Yeah, I noticed one of the times, Meshach, when you played a6 instead of a5. But the second mouse flip, I'm not sure. Oh, you wanted to go rook takes b2? Aw. That's what I had prepared for. I was ready for that. I was gonna win your rook if you did that. So you saved yourself some pain by making that other mouse slip. Yeah, me shocked, but I have the move g3 first, which threatens both your queen and prevents the checkmate on e1. Okay, we got another Breyer mainline. And earlier today, we had a perfect game with a strong opponent, a 2500 rated player. And we showcased how to maneuver in this opening. With big success, we won in great style. Now, b3, this is interesting, is the other main line. So a4 and b3, those are the two main ways of playing this opening. And here the move a5 is my recommendation, played by the biggest expert of this opening for black at the moment, Bassem Amin of Egypt, Africa's strongest player. And we kind of just I liked black's position here. I don't fully remember what. I don't think bishop b2 was one of the recommended moves. So now I'm trying to think what is the plan here. I think b4 is interesting. King b8 as the most frequent move. Yeah, that was a really interesting question, Hanker. I went with king b5. But I'm not sure I played king b5 a single time today, if that's any indicator. Okay, I'm just going to take this one. And then we're going to try to put pressure on the e4 pawn. You're not worried about d5 because you pretty much always get the outpost on c5. Yes, that's a good summary, Time God. Please arrange for commentators during the Banter Blitz Cup. Yeah, I was actually considering commenting on the match tomorrow between Magnus and I think Chaparinov. But after having considered it, I think I concluded that we're gonna let Magnus be in charge of that commentary. So if you're looking for chess content tomorrow, Magnus Carlsen is providing your entertainment. He's playing the Banter Blitz Cup against Ivan Cheparinov of Bulgari? Bulgari? Really? Is that how you say it? I guess it is. He actually moved federations to Georgia, though. There were internal disputes. Bulgaria. That makes more sense. Yes, thank you. That sounds better. At 7 p.m., Johnny. And thank you to Marius. Marius coming in with the 2-month resub. Thank you so much, Marius. Cheparinov famous for forfeiting a game, not shaking Short's hand. Well, the game was actually replayed, Hiataman. But yeah, there's chess has a lot of stories of disputes and such stuff. King's Checker, I think, has played a pretty good game. I have some space advantage here in my Breyer defense, but it's not easy to figure out how to win. Actually, this move is very clever, I feel. Because now if knight d5, then queen a5, and the bishop is actually trapped on a1. That's funny. I'm struggling to see how white saves the bishop on a1 here. And if I had gone queen a5 first, then the bishop could have taken on e5. So first I needed to go with the knight. I need to keep the knight close to the king. I need to keep the knight protected. So knight g8 I think is a really good move. And now queen a5 coming up next is actually really difficult to deal with. Well, yeah, no, thinking about it, maybe something like g3 or maybe even g4. And if queen a5, you can capture on e5. You can give up this bishop, because then you get the queen with the attack against the king and also attack against the bishop on b7. So I guess it wasn't that clever after all, but that was an example of an idea that is possible because of the space advantage black has. Okay, next up is Techio, and then we got Catalonia. I need even more tea. I think my my teapot is out. Okay, after this game, we're gonna take a little drink break, I think. We all need to hydrate. You like Gristruk as a commentator? I hear he's very popular, Anku. I'm sure Chess24 was very unhappy when he qualified for the candidates tournament. Are you going to the chess party, Twitcher? It's an event being held in Norway. All the big chess people are going there. Given it doesn't get cancelled, which is now looking more and more like a 50-50 situation. That's a good strategy, Anchor. I had Ethiopian food on Sunday. That got my nose cleared up in no time. I think Fabiano will win the candidates on Kurab. Perinos, we can maybe play again when I finish the other challenges. But right now I have 3 people at the very least first. You want more of that rating, don't you? Free rating for everyone. A lot of people in Oslo got the coronavirus. I read the headlines just before starting the stream, where yeah, there were like 80 new cases in Norway today, which is not a good sign. We were like stable on 30 new cases each day, and now it made a big jump to 80. So maybe Norway is going to be one of the next hotspots where people advise you not to go and whatnot. Oh man. You predicted that bishop move? Yes, I did. I did. I saw it coming. $115 cases today. Oh my god. That is not good. It went from 30 cases in a day to 115. Oh man. I was also reading some newspaper articles about people who came like from traveling with all the symptoms and who still wasn't getting tested by the government. I have been kind of shaming the US for being very reluctant to test even cases they believe is almost certainly corona. But it appears that Norway has been doing the same thing, that we've been restrictive, and that a lot of people who were denied the opportunity to be tested later on, it turned out that they had the virus. So it's not good. What's the quickest checkmate? Probably this, right? So how's the international economy going? It's struggling, Mario, let me tell you. This virus thing is putting the economy on a bit of a hold. The worst is yet to come. Okay, there's news about soccer tomorrow. Soccer games still allowed, not the professional ones with an audience. I'm playing with some chess friends, with Magnus and some of the kids, some of the classmates of the kids. Oh, Johann Sebastian is coming. Oh man. Losing chess rating is very stressful. You can't escape it when all your friends are chess players. They're gonna remind you and they're not gonna be very nice about it. Just whole traveling? Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm planning to travel next week. Oh, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if maybe I should just stay away from Norway if Norway now is going to be like one of the most infected places in the world. Or maybe if I don't get back home. Yeah. The thing is, what's weird about the world right now is that it's so difficult to predict what the situation is going to be in 7 days. Rating point shaming, a thing in 2020? Yeah. Boys are mean. You found really cheap tickets to Northern Italy. Are you going to be allowed to go in there though? As I understand it, they're pretty restrictive about entries and exits. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break because I need to fill up my water bottle. I'll be back in 60 seconds. 60 seconds to fill the water bottle? I mean, not all of us can be natural talents at filling up a water bottle. Some of us take our time. I also had some food, a quick snack, some dinner leftovers. Yeah, Underbonnet, that is true. Catalonia, you're up. Make a move. Daddy Cool says, I saw you're going to commentate the candidates in Norwegian. We need some basic language lessons. I think you're just going to have to deal with the tone of voice, whether I sound angry or happy. I think that's your best bet. I'm gonna be doing coverage of the candidates the final 2 days. The plan is for me to do it together with Nils Grandelius, the Swedish number one. So in case you think Norwegian is too difficult, we also provide Swedish. Uh, I'm not sure what kind of people who would not understand Norwegian but manage with Swedish. But if you exist, we got you covered. That's pretty extreme, Time God. That's pretty extreme. Okay, next up is Big Boy. Let's see if we can get the bishop pair. You're playing with white? I've had quite a few white games, Mishak. I feel like not a lot of people have been really amazing at challenging with the black pieces. But it's fine. If people don't want to have the black pieces, I will play with the white. Well, if you want to have the white pieces for me to play with black. If people don't want to see my repertoire, then, that's their priority. Yeah, I'm not sure I played this super well. Yeah, I definitely did not play this very well. I regret basically half my moves. Will Magnus be doing commentary in Norwegian too? No, I don't think so. Midnight Fox. Um, but I think there's a decent chance he'll make a short appearance on the English language stream. Ooh, Mubot. Yeah, that is not my next tournament. It was a bit of a disaster. Let's forget about that ever happened. We'll just turn it off for now, that command. How did Magnus do in Norwegian League? Shockingly, playing against 2100 rated players, he managed to win all of his games. Everyone was very surprised. His club was promoted into the Norwegian top league, while my club got relegated, which is probably another topic of discussion during soccer tomorrow. Magnus farming? Yeah, Blake. He be getting those rating points. Somehow, Black managed to organize the knights, but I'm still a pawn up with the bishop pair. So things are looking good, but I actually was expecting to win this one somehow. Have you checked your Discord DMs? No. Ooh, Alexandra is talking to me. It's probably not what you were thinking about, but that is the priority now that you have alerted me to this situation. He thought he was going to become the center of my attention. How wrong was he? Oh, I'm very low on time. Very low on time. This is bad. Very bad. Okay, crisis situation started. Easy flag. Easy peasy. Them flagging skills. No problemo. Epic distraction. Not enough though. Not enough, but oh my gosh. Botas has the most extreme training regime prepared. That's gonna take a lot of my attention. Wow, that's a lot of DMs. I was not typing to you initially, but c'est la vie. Okay, so we have Catalonia trying again, and then Linus and Nico. Those are our next 3 games. Hey, hashtag, how are you guys doing? Are you streaming today as well? On the grind? I sometimes I get slightly annoyed when accounts I know is being used by 2 different people say hi. It's like when chess says hi. It can be a bit frustrating. But I'm gonna assume hashtag is Jesse. Okay. I made the right assumption. Mishak, yeah, sure, we can do a bullet game afterwards. What am I recommending here? Yeah, I'm recommending D takes C4. And then C5. Yeah, I'm actually not too happy with my own work on this repertoire. There's some weak spots that were thrown together a bit too quickly. This is kind of one of them. Yeah, because this A3 move is surprisingly good. Half broken trackpad after you drop the laptop on the street. Don't you hate it when that happens, Henker? I dropped my laptop on the concrete of the Oslo Central Station, the train station platform. That was not a good idea. My computer was not too happy about me doing that. Exposed by an 1100? Yeah. I don't know. It's just this whole repertoire series, my attempt was to try to do something that could like cover everyone's needs, and that would kind of be it would be good lines for good players, but explained in a way that everyone thought it was interesting and useful. And I feel like in the white repertoire, I mostly succeeded, but in the black repertoire, it became so complicated. Avoiding complicated lines were basically impossible with black. You don't have that same kind of safety with black as you do with white, and you're more reliant on some just knowledge. There's just some things with black you need to know, um, that you cannot really avoid if you want to get a good position. Hey Vega, a salesman should never say that. Yeah, but you guys love me. You're gonna buy it regardless. Well, most of you are already premium members. It's just such a ridiculously good offer to be a Chess24 premium member. Having all the video series for 10 euros, it's crazy. I'm looking at some of the stuff Chessable is charging for their content, and Chess24 just looks like the best deal in the history of the world in comparison. Basically, I'm considering doing some Chessable stuff because it has better monetization. Cynical but true. Not the endorsing or endorsement you were expecting. It's 20 hours. Ship it. It's 20 hours. It broke me. I think. By the end of it, I was hallucinating, unable to solve all of the side lines. So the main lines in the repertoire are really good, and then the side lines are a bit eh. Chessable roasted? No. That was the opposite of a roast. If you consider that a roast, I wonder what you consider being generous is. What do you want to do on Chessable? Well, it's probably not up to me. Uh, I had some ideas that were turned down, so I'm thinking. I'd be thinking about what I would be interested in doing. Svidler Grunfeld at Chessable? That's amazing. I feel like I would have heard about that though. I think Svidler Grunfeld, isn't that like Chess 24? I mean, like, it's the biggest expert on Grunfeld talking about that opening. It's, and for 10 euros a month, you get access to everything. You get Svidler, you get Gustafsson, you get Hammer, you get Sopico, Edouard. Just, yeah. I feel like Chess 24 should up their prices, but I guess you guys are not too big fans of that. Should do something on the Berlin. Yeah, I would become very sleepy then, Mario. I would join your crowd. I want to do something that excites me. F3 Nimsa was a brilliant idea. Unfortunately, they already had something on that. How do you motivate yourself after losing a game? I eat chocolate. Yemre. Comfort eating, keyword. Very effective. How to crush the Benoni? I have no idea how to do that though, Mario. What ideas Chessable turned down? I think Petrov with black and Nimso with f3 for white. They already had other people doing that. They want some unique content, which I understand. Makes sense. Christine, you're third in the line. I actually have an idea how to crush the Benoni. But unfortunately, my opponent this weekend chose not to play it after all. Are you a big connoisseur of the Chessable site 5-card draw? You're absolutely correct. There's a Selecki on the Petrov, and there's a unpublished repertoire on the F3 Nimso. Okay, so we got ourselves a D3 Spanish. Here I'm recommending knight a5 and bishop e6. The main reason we put our knight on a5 was not to force the bishop back. It was to prevent white from going knight d5 here. Because if my knight had been on c6, I would not be able to do what I'm about to do, which is capture that knight. So here, after the capture, black is doing well. Whereas if the knight was still on c6, there would be a nasty fork. Play the London. Honestly, I was considering that, Mac. I thought about the London, but I would be so bored. Yeah, 5 card draw. I covered B4 and G4. Basically, I remembered that I needed to make one video for that, like just some minutes before I was leaving Hamburg. So I managed to include it at the very last moment. This man is a bit tricky. He's planning to capture this guy. I guess we're just gonna move it. They have one already. My impression is that if they have something already, they're just not willing to make another one. 5 card draw. But yeah, I'll think about the London. Exchange Slav. Yeah, that is my kind of thing, I suppose. I just allowed bishop takes e5. Idiot. Idiot. He didn't fall for it. If bishop takes e5, I was concerned about it initially, and then I realized I can just go bishop h4. And I would turn the tables on him. But he didn't fall for that trick. Streamer trying to trick you by suggesting moves that are bad. It's the kind of thing you gotta expect. Be prepared for. I kind of want to stop d4. Nicola coming in with the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, Nicola. How are you doing? I guess I'm just gonna continue with my plan. I regret moving king h8. I don't understand what he's doing though. Let's try this move. That was such a dumb move. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Man, he might go queen a7. Okay. I don't really know what's going on here. We're just gonna try and checkmate this man. Which means we're gonna have to abandon that pawn. We might have to abandon all the pawns. Yeah, this is not well played. It's looking up though. Who knows what's going on here? This is very tricky. Huh, this is gonna be so tricky. Okay. We out here. Oh man, I missed that move. Oh man, I missed that the king could just go back where it came from. Okay, I went on time. I think deservedly so. I had some more pieces than what he had. Scandinavian defense, yeah. John Bartholomew has covered the Scandi. Full repertoire on the North Sea opening. Yeah, I'm not gonna expose myself to that. Easy flag, winning on the board. Yeah. Honestly, I gotta say that when the pop up showed up, I was afraid that I was the one who lost on time. But I'm happy to say that we made it. 0.7 seconds. Yesterday, I had a game where I checkmated my opponent with 0.1 seconds left. I really should post that on Twitter or something. Did someone clip it when I won with 1 second left? I need to be better with the clips. Okay, Nico. Maybe you could just do the Breyer. Yeah. That sounds like me. Rehashing old stuff. Okay. If I go knight e4, that doesn't work. So we gotta go knight f8. But now I'm pretty sure he played inaccurately. And I'm able to go knight e4. Knight e5. Strange move. Doesn't look very impressive to me. Repertoire against the Dutch. I could do that, jolly. Shouldn't be too difficult. Especially since Simon has been doing a lot of videos with Chessable. I can basically just be the guy who refutes all of Simon's openings. That would be so funny. Not sure Chessable would be too happy with that. Or maybe they want to have like, thank you for buying Simon Williams's openings. If you want to know how these can be refuted, please buy our other video series. Rook e1 is strange. We're gonna go a5. Do you think Simon's courses are crap? No. I don't think they're crap. I think the openings are crap. It's different. Very important distinction. Simon tries his best. If anything, Simon has to work twice as hard as everyone else in order to make his silly openings work. Every time he streams the Black Lion, he loses. Really, Jolly? Feels bad. Every time I play the Hammer repertoire, I win. Coincidence? I think not. So what do we think about this? Are we gonna win? Are we gonna draw? It's tough to say. It's not a perfect pawn structure, but at least I get to capture something over here. Does it have to be a repertoire? They said that openings sell better. That openings in general sell better. But if you have a good non-opening idea, I would be very happy to hear it. Good ideas are always welcome. Openings are also much easier to do, less work. Man, I wanted to get this one, but he saw my plan coming. I'm not sure how I'm gonna win this, guys. Maybe here? Yeah, this is a good start. This one? Okay. Are we gonna be able to win this? It's very unclear. Very interesting, actually. Probably we don't want to do that. We don't want to encourage pawn exchanges. Now we want to do this because he doesn't have king h4. It's interesting. We're losing on time though. I'm sure that was his best plan of action. Well, this rook is so close to being trapped. Wow, he's even self-trapping the rook. Can you believe it? I don't see how I get the rook though. Pretty upset that this rook is not getting trapped. Yeah, okay. He got away from it. I was so close to trapping that rook. Bishop a4 just traps the rook instantly. Bishop a4. Why did I go bishop a4? Oh, man. Yeah, here he could have just gone king f2. I don't think there's... Because if I go up, he goes down. If I move the knight, he goes away. If I move the bishop, he just stays on the dark square. No, bishop at b3 didn't work. Bishop b3 didn't work, time god. Because I needed to wait. I needed to wait until he played f5. Because then his rook can no longer escape along the 5th rank. And now bishop a4 is winning. It was an unrated game anyway, big boy. Nico only challenges to unrated games. Okay, next up is a Norwegian. He has promised me some tips against the Benoni. I suspect he's also going to play the Benoni against me. So we're going to avoid the Benoni by playing e4. Good strats. Why is Nico untitled? I assume it's because he doesn't have a chess title. I'm gonna go out on a limb there. Why avoid something as bad as the Benoni? Good question. I guess it's because I don't really have the solution to the Benoni just yet. This is old school. Queen e6. It's one of my first chess memories here is Queen e6. I think it was played by Kasparov in this match against the world, where Irina and Alisi, I think, were some of the helpers for the world team. Do you guys remember that? It was in '99. I had just started playing chess, and I was voting for moves in the Kasparov versus the world match. I don't remember who the helpers were though. I'm completely sure Crush was one of them, and I think Lissy Pets was one. I think there were like two more though. Crush, the main one? Yeah, sounds about right. Crush, I'm pretty sure Lissy was a part of it. Elizabeth Pets. But then for the last two, I have no idea. Like, was Josh Watskin just still a thing in '99? Maybe him. You guys have Google. How have you not Googled this already? Wow, Etienne? Really? I didn't even know that. That's interesting. And who is this last guy? I never even heard of. Felicon? I have no idea who that is. Might not be the best place for a bishop, since now he can go d5, and that's what he did. But I can move the bishop away and then go e5. Still looks pretty good. Daniel King. Okay. My first ever chess book was by Daniel King. Choose the Right Move, with Daniel King and some other guy. Take, 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 take. Wow. He actually calculated that. He actually got out of that alive. What a miracle. Also takes, he might have bishop h6. Okay, let's do this then. We're definitely playing this move. I don't know, I regret that decision now. This became very complicated, and I have 20 seconds left. Very bad news. Queen H8. Well, it's working out for him, Time God. We're gonna need to start the flagging plan. Plan B in action right now. Maybe I should have given a check. It appears he's not interested in getting flagged. Shocker. Who would have thought? An opponent that doesn't like getting flagged. Playing such bad moves also. Wow, he really did that. Oh, I really did that. I really did that. Oh, what a comeback. What a comeback. What a way to end the stream. Oh, I just did that. Get wrecked, kid. Oh, I just did that. Was that a comeback like 4 versus 10 seconds? Oh, nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Blame it on the lack of timestamp. Yeah, he's gonna have some excuse. But my pre-moving was on point at the end there. Not so much earlier, but at the end. My pre-moves were good. Filthy flag. Well, sometimes that's just how it needs to be done. That's just how the world of internet chess works. Let's see. Tori is streaming. Gotham is streaming. Maria is streaming. And these South African girls are streaming. So many people are streaming right now. Who are we going to go for? Wow, even Anna is streaming. Okay, we're going to support our Scandinavian friends, I think. Thank you everyone for watching. Tomorrow is Magnus's Banter Blitz Cup match. He's going up against Ivan Chaparinov of Bulgaria. So I'm not going to be here, but you're going to see Magnus instead on the Chess24 channel, though. But still pretty good. So make sure you're ready for that tomorrow. I'm going to be back on Friday. I'm taking 2 days off. And then I'll be back on Friday and Saturday with more streams. And we will keep everyone apprised on the Hammer repertoire situation. I think probably it's going to be published next week, but it could be finished this week, so that's some excitement there. And also the Corona situation and how it affects our chess life, the world of chess, my travel plans next week. We will be discussing stuff like that. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope to see you back on Friday, and we're going to send you over to Miss Kamling, the daughter of Pia Kamling, and someone I have seen around at chess tournaments since she was like 4 years old. She's been on the chess scene basically as long as I have, traveling with her parents to Pia's tournaments and stuff. Her mother is a top 10 female player in the world and has been for the last like 30 years. Jake, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Jolly Bishop. And with that, cheers. Bye, everyone. I'll see